Hi, my name is David Israelite, and I am the President and CEO of the National Music Publishers Association, or NMPA. I have been honored to lead NMPA for the last 18 years. Prior to that, I held positions at the Justice Department, where I chaired the Intellectual Property Task Force for the DOJ. I also worked in government for several senators and on campaigns, and before that was a lawyer, and now consider myself a recovered lawyer. But really, my passion is now working with songwriters and music publishers to make sure that music gets its proper value. I love music. I wish I were better at playing music, but since I can't do that, the next best thing is to try to represent those who can make great music and make sure that they're treated fairly. I have the great privilege of running NMPA, which is a trade association that represents every music publisher and their songwriter partner. What a trade association does is represent an entire industry, and they do lots of different things. First of all, we represent the songwriting and publishing industry in Washington, D.C., and we lobby the government. So whether it's Congress or the administration over protecting songwriter rights, we're the lobbying body that does that. As a trade association, we also protect those copyrights of our members. And so if someone is using your songs without permission, we're the ones that generally go after them. And so we file a lot of lawsuits. We've never lost one. And we make sure that your songs are represented and protected. We also do quite a bit in terms of representing the industry to set the rates that are set by the government. So when we go to a trial in front of the Copyright Royalty Board, it is the NMPA that is the party in that trial representing all of the music publishers and songwriters. And finally, there's a really fun part of the job, which is that we do a lot to promote the industry. So for example, we're the ones that certify songwriters as being gold or platinum. And so in partnership with the RIAA, when a recording is designated gold or platinum, we get to designate the songwriters on that song also as gold and platinum and produce those really cool plaques that you see sometimes hanging on the walls of particular songwriters. And so we represent every music publishing company from the biggest down to the smallest. And as a trade association, we are here to protect your rights and to be your voice. So what are some of the recent changes in copyright law that songwriters should be aware of? Copyright, which is what you have as a property interest when you write a song, is regulated by federal law. It's uniquely a federal right. And Congress has quite a bit to do with how you as a songwriter protect your intellectual property in your songs. One of the things that has changed recently is a law that was called the Music Modernization Act that was passed in October of 2020 and that created a brand new infrastructure for how songwriters get paid for certain uses of their music. There are other things that Congress does that's really important. So for example, if you're a songwriter that wants to sell your intellectual property, there's been a recent change in the law that lets you claim capital gains treatment on that sale instead of ordinary income. Now, what does that mean? It means that if you want to sell your life's work of the songs that you've written, you deserve to pay less in taxes and keep more of it. And that's one of the changes in the law that we were very proud to help make happen and we protect every year. There are other things in the law that are quite complicated, but that are important, and they have to do when digital platforms use your music. So for example, when music is used on platforms like YouTube or TikTok, you have to make sure that that music is licensed and you're getting paid. And there is a law called the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or the DMCA, which gives certain protections to songwriters, but also certain challenges to songwriters about when your music is used, maybe without your permission. And so we are always in a struggle to have the laws keep up with the technology, and that's very hard to do. And so there's a little bit of a cat and mouse, of a radar gun, speed detector kind of race to make sure that the laws are updated so that we have the ability to best protect your songs so that you get paid properly for when people use them and make money off them.